Peace, family. So I'm back with another one, you know what I'm saying? So today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about accountability that these oppositions never take in our presence. You know what I'm saying? Before I get into that though, I just wanted to say I appreciate all the love and support from everybody that's been over on YouTube, that's been, you know, showing a lot of love and support, and everybody that's been coming over from TikTok. I definitely appreciate it. They, you know, they slowly shadow ban you if you're not speaking what they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? So, not as active on TikTok right now. They done took 2 videos down and removed the fucking words from another video. So, but I am here still consistently, you know what I'm saying? So I just always try to put on all my platforms, have everybody tap in with me over here, where you will get me more freely and we can all engage more. I do engage more over here as well too. Just been a lot going on lately, and I haven't been filming outside as much as I would like to because we're in the winter season, and it is kind of hard to kind of keep your thoughts focused when you're outside freezing. But that is still, I'm still in transitioning with that, bouncing back and forth. So that's why I've been inside in the studio space a little bit more lately. But we back, and I wanted to discuss these beings that surround us consistently that refuses to take accountability. And I start with, before I jump over to them, I like to start with myself, or I'll start with us. You know what I'm saying? We are highly self-aware, and most of us are very high on the self-control scale. You know, a lot of us, you got some of us that's still working our way up there, but we're self-aware enough that we know where we're going on that chart. You know what I'm saying? So us, the chosen ones, we kind of take over accountability, if that makes any sense to you. Say my daughter spilled some milk. I'm one of those beings that I'll figure out a way to be like, all right, well, damn, if I didn't give her the milk right now and sit it on the table, she wouldn't have bumped into it. You know what I'm saying? Which, that's kind of being over accountable. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, because yes, I could look at that as a factor, but I'm not in charge of her actions and her movements. So if she bumps the table, that's on her, and that's her place to take that accountability in that kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's what I had to start doing, as far as like minimizing how many times I would go over a situation if I engage with somebody and a situation like that happened, like a small situation that I just explained, like my daughter bumping some milk down or something. So once I got to a better space, I understood, like, yo, I'm taking accountability for myself, for the beings around me, for my family members, for the people that I used to be in the same work facilities with. It's like, when I was in that space taking accountability for everybody, it's almost like they enjoyed it. So they kind of point the finger, they push you, they kind of do everything they can to kind of like be like, aha, or let you know that they're not going to take accountability. And because we approach it from that angle, it's hard to discredit our own self. You know what I'm saying? Because we are that in depth in accountability and in self-awareness. So for us, we have to minimize how much responsibility and accountability we are going to take for other beings. You know what I'm saying? Yes, overall, we're always going to have that outlook, because we don't turn our powers or abilities off. We only can turn them down. So say you running throughout the day and you got your powers at 98, you know what I'm saying? And you run into a being like a demon or a narc or some shit like that, and you want to turn it off. You don't turn it off. You only can turn it down to about 10 to 15%. You can never turn it off because it's part of your being. You know what I'm saying? But that's just as far as for us being over accountable. But then we got these other beings that come around us, and we raising their frequency. You know what I'm saying? We bringing more light into their life. everything that they got going on is kind of starting to elevate just because we in their life. They will refuse to acknowledge that part, which is okay because this is what we do naturally anyways. But when the situations happen between you and that person, and it's not on an up and up kind of thing, they're not going to look to take accountability for that. And it's hard for, as I start growing and ascending, I'm not giving them an excuse. It's difficult trying to see someone take accountability that has no self-awareness. How can you be accountable for something that you don't even see yourself doing anything wrong in the picture? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, once we get to this certain space as we're growing and ascending, it's like those excuses and that shit no longer exist. It no longer exists. We are at a day and age where information is everywhere. Everywhere. So it's not one time in your day where you cannot look up something and find something, research and learn something that's going to help you learn to be more accountable for your own shit. Help you be more self-aware for your own being. A lot of these beings, if you've been dealing with these beings for multiple years or a long period of time, they see everything they're fucking doing. They choose not to do otherwise. You know what I'm saying? They choose not to do otherwise. They see it. You're not going to be around somebody for 5, 10, 12, 15 years and then just being like, oh, that's just them. If I say that, that's like me saying, I look at this trash can, I'm like, oh, that's just that trash can. That means I have no expectations for this trash can to do anything more or anything less besides be a trash can. That's what a lot of these beings are that's around us, chosen ones that's moving around us, that do not want to take accountability for their own actions. We are already taking accountability for a good chunk of your shit that you got going on. We're already protecting you spiritually. So when you put all of these things into the equation, you have to understand that these beings know better. They're choosing to ride the way they are riding. And when people make them kind of choices, you only left to look at them for what they are in that situation, for what it is. I had somebody tell me, like, accept me for me. And I was like, cool. So I stopped dealing with them for a handful of months, and then they popped back up, and their energy was like trying to pursue something more with me, but in my mind they already said accept me for me. So if I'm allowing you back in my space, I'm accepting you for you. That means I'm not expecting nothing more, and I can always assume that anything low vibrational is possible. So I don't scratch any of those out, you know what I'm saying? But when you accepting people for who they are, these beings for who they are, you have to understand that you don't have to give them any more information. You don't have to give them any more insight. You don't have to hold their hand in the physical world. You don't have to protect them in the spiritual realm. These beings, one, are either just robots and then just are miscellaneous out here, or two, they done already signed over with the demonic forces for some false security and false power. A lot of them been signing for false security and false power. So that's why when you see that y'all are in positions or you're doing something, they are not really allowed to take accountability because that's not in their job title or description, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That's like them being supportive to you when you're in a unhealthy position, you know what I'm saying, and you really need their support. That's not in their agreements. That's not in their agreements. The same way people sign contracts in the physical world, that shit was created in the spiritual realm. The same way we got physical laws out here that we're supposed to follow. I don't really give. That's a whole nother story. We got spiritual laws. Spiritual laws rule. Spiritual laws trump these physical rules. The physical rules is nice so you don't get any immediate physical repercussions or trouble, but the spiritual rules is where the weight is going to be at. We are over accountable beings as chosen ones. And a lot of these other beings around us do not understand accountability. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to run it up too long. I just wanted to drop something down there for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you are holding them accountable. And if you're not holding them accountable, just be aware that you're accepting them for who they are. Align your chakras. Breathe. Transfer your thoughts. And then keep it moving. Either in the conversation or separate for the day or your time being. However it may be. You know what I'm saying? Peace and love to the kings and queens.